Let's join Charles Iruka for sports news.
Well, thanks, Bimbo. Welcome to Sports News. Premier Soccer League outfit Super Sport United has suspended further negotiations for Super Eagles forward Ejike Ozoenyi. Reports earlier this week indicated that Nigerian club Enugu Rangers had accepted Super Sport United's 4-month loan offer for the 25-year-old following his impressive performance at the African Nations Championship. However, the South African club failed to agree personal terms with 2014 Chan Most Valuable Player, who rejected the offer as too small. However, officials of Super Sport United said they are still monitoring Ozoenyi, who recently returned to Nigeria from a brief spell in France with Stade Rennes. Still in Africa, the Ethiopia Football Federation, EFF, have announced the dismissal of head coach Unit Bishao after a disastrous performance at the recent African Nations Championship in South Africa. Ethiopia lost all 3 of their group games at the tournament for locally based players and failed to score a single goal. The EFF president, Junedin Basha, revealed that the national team's recent results do not match the nation's current image. Bishao led Ethiopia to a first Africa Cup of Nations in 31 years when they qualified for the finals in South Africa last year. Under his guidance, the team also did well in the 2014 FIFA World Cup qualifiers as they reached the playoffs, losing 4-1 on aggregate to Nigeria for a place in Brazil. But results in recent months cost Bishao his job. The EFF Technical Committee will name Bishao's replacement in 8 days, as reports say they could hire a foreign coach for the Walia Antelopes. In the United States, Filipino boxer Manny Pacquiao promises a return to form when he returns to the ring for a rematch and the chance of revenge against American Timothy Bradley on April the 12th in Las Vegas. The fight will be held at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, where Bradley will defend his World Boxing Organization welterweight title. Pacquiao controversially lost to the American on points when they met first in June 2012. The crowd responding with a chorus of boos after the shock split decision was announced.
Both of us, we have something to prove for this fight. I respect Bradley. He's a nice guy also, and he improved a lot of his boxing ability since the last fight that we had, and he proved that on Marcus fight and Ruslan fight, and I think this coming April 12th is going to be a good fight and more action in the ring. And of course, we don't know who's going to win because we don't. I mean, we never know. Only God knows what's going to happen.
That is basically redemption for me. I'm going to beat Manny Pacquiao to get the credit that I didn't get in the first fight. And that's the bottom line. Manny said he's going to be the fierce Manny Pacquiao from before when he first came on the scenes, and that's the Manny Pacquiao I want to see April 12th.
Well, both boxers do have a point to prove now. Well ahead of that spectacle, the president of the International Olympic Committee, Thomas Bach, has thanked organizers from the Winter Sports Federations for their work on the Winter Olympics. Mr. Bach insists Olympics are a purely sporting event which should not be used by uninvited guests to score political points. And that's it on Sports News. It's back to Bimbo with the rest of the news at 10.
Unveiling the new look of Guinness. Discover a colorful world of more.
Well, now on the foreign scene, the United Nations demands that the Vatican immediately removes all clergy who are known or suspected to be child abusers. The UN watchdog for children's rights denounced the Holy See for adopting policies which allowed priests to sexually abuse thousands of children. Here's Cynthia Area with the details.
Yes, indeed. The United Nations is truly taking a stand. It has criticized the Vatican's attitude towards contraception, abortion, and homosexuality. The Vatican responded by saying it would examine the report, but also accused its authors of interference. The Vatican quickly moved into damage control mode after publication of the United Nations report. While promising proper study of the criticisms, the Holy See robustly rejects some of the points made by the United Nations. Then, things are looking good for the two Koreas. North and South Korea have agreed to hold reunions for families separated after the Korean War, following calls from Pyongyang to improve ties. The reunions are scheduled to take place in February, and if held, they'd be the first reunions since 2010. Also today, at least 6 children have been injured in Libya in a grenade attack on a school in Benghazi. Witnesses say the grenade was thrown over a wall into a private school in the Tabilinu area during a break from lessons. Plus, parts of Britain are being hit by a powerful storm which has washed away a stretch of railway line and left thousands of homes without electricity. The Environment Agency says around 328 homes have been flooded since Friday evening, with more heavy rain forecast into the weekend. Finally, rescue workers in South Africa are trying to free 9 miners still trapped underground after a fire at Doornkop mine west of Johannesburg. 8 other miners have successfully been brought to the surface, and the fire began on Tuesday evening about 1,700 feet below ground. And those are the top stories on the foreign scene.
Thank you, Cynthia. And the main news again. President Goodluck Jonathan has given marching orders to the new service chiefs to arrest terror in the northeast. The Senate has resolved to seek a political solution to the defections in the upper house, just as it has continued to delay the reading of the letter from defecting lawmakers. And the United Nations has attacked the Vatican, urging the Church to remove all priests behind suspected child abuse. And that brings us to the end of the bulletin tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Do join us again tomorrow.